for an event for veterans. From AARP, we have the Associate State Director for Outreach, Rich Howard, and an owner of the Crow's Nest Cafe and a veteran, Tom Crowe Gary. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bart.
And welcome to your new role at AARP. How long have you been in that job, Rich?
Yes, thank you. I started May 1st, actually. Time flies. And it's my responsibility to really focus on Jackson County. So I've spent a lot of time here since May, and have really enjoyed meeting people like Tom and Dave at the Crow's Nest, and you and your grandson at Grandparents' Day, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a great time thanks to AARP for putting on events like that. And tomorrow is the next event that you've got in the Jackson area. And Tom, you're actually hosting this at your restaurant.
Yes, sir, at the Crow's Nest. I'm a veteran, so a lot of my anger from years before has been transformed into advocacy. And Rich here came into the restaurant to introduce himself. Introduced himself as the leader of our Jackson folks, and we had a conversation about being a veteran, and we tried to do a veteran event last year, but we were so brand new, and we brought together quite a few organizations that'll be really informational tomorrow. There are a lot of veterans in the area that need a lot of help.
Yeah, and you mentioned something very interesting, that a lot of veterans come back from service. They're not happy.
No.
It was a bad time for many, and it sounds like for you too.
Well, yes and no. I mean, I enjoyed my time in service, but after I separated from the military, we're given a nice handshake and a kick to the rear, and out the door you go. There are not really a lot of resources given to us, at least when I separated in the late 90s. And I'm here with fellow veterans, and we pass along information, we share, we network, we help people through the labyrinth.
Yeah, Rich, I think that's one of the complaints I hear from veterans, and even people within the VA admit that we do not communicate to the veterans what there is available in terms of support and resources after they leave service.
Absolutely, and this is one of the pillars of AARP is working with veterans, and my job really is to work with my community, which in this case is Jackson County, and really get answers to the question of how would you like AARP to engage in this community. And obviously one of those is the veterans that are here and need the resources that exist and need to know what they are and how to maneuver them.
You're hosting this at your restaurant, so will you have your menu available?
We have a menagerie of delicacies that we prepare, like our famed biscuits and gravy. We will have. We have like an egg breakfast, muffins, an assortment of things, plus juices, coffee, beverages.
Nice.
At no cost.
Oh, well, there's the best part.
It's free to the veterans that attend.
Great. And do you need to make a reservation?
Yes, we do ask, obviously for capacity reasons, we do ask for people to register, and on the screen now is how to do that. Also, they can go to local.aarp.org/Jackson, and they'll be able to register quite easily.
Or you could scan that QR
You
code
betcha.
right now. And it's not just for veterans, spouses, family members of veterans, there's information for them too.
Yes. Actually, today, as I was telling Rich earlier, it was a Kismet moment where I had a customer come in that was visiting one of our neighboring businesses, wasn't really hungry, and we got into a conversation. I noticed that she was kind of down, and we started talking, and she lost her husband 139 days ago. He passed away, and she didn't know about the event, so she's coming. She got it. I mean, it was the universe right there for me to talk to her, and her eyes welled up, and I said, well, look, we have a bunch of people that are willing to help you, and if we can't get you help there, we'll get you help somewhere else. So just hold on tight, we'll get you help.
That's really cool, and I'm sure both of you would agree that if you can help one person, then the event was a success.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and we'll have our presenters available afterwards to answer, some of the more personal and specific to their circumstances kinds of questions.
And people assume that, well, the veterans, they must get all the information, when they leave service. The VA and their whatever branch they were in must give them, a resource guide of what they can take advantage of, but that it does not exist.
Bart, I wish that were only true. I only found out about the VA through a coworker of mine who was a veteran as well. When I couldn't find a job right after I got out of the military, I was kind of scrambling. So I got a job at a local Starbucks, and who should happen to be a barista but an ex-Marine. And he asked me if I was under VA care, which I replied no. And he said, well, you have a certain amount of days. I'm like, where'd you learn this? From another veteran. So that's why we network. We network with each other and lead each other through the labyrinth, which is aftercare.
And it's not just healthcare. You've got a lot of different areas that will be discussed tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we've got a great panel that's really gonna
From PTSD and service dogs to just overall. Even if you're not in the system, how to get care in the system. Every veteran that goes through PTSD and has mental health problems, they can be treated. They don't know that, but they can be treated. They're in VA care.
It's all happening tomorrow from 9 to 11 a.m. at the Crow's Nest Cafe on M50 on the edge of downtown Napoleon. Tom, while we have you here,
Yes, sir.
what's happening at the Crow's Nest these days?
Oh my gosh, we've had so many new faces. It's a change of season, so we have a lot of people leaving for Florida and Arizona, but we get a lot of new faces that they've seen us from TV or from reading articles. So we're coming up with a new menu change, just adding more delicious items to the menu, giving it a little bit more options, just making it a little bit more inclusive.
Great. Thanks for hosting this event tomorrow. And
Thank you.
great to see you both. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you
Bart.
so much.
From the AARP Associate State Director for Outreach, Rich Howard, and from the Crow's Nest Cafe, Tom, Crowe, Gary. We've got